Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Thursday, April 9th edition of our video devotionals. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be in Judges chapter 9 today, verses 1 through 5. Find that if it is your custom to follow along in the Bible. We'll be there momentarily. Otherwise, we want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for the acknowledgments. And thank you certainly for comments that are made. And we appreciate you very much. All right, so we're going to jump into this today. Judges 9 is a very lengthy chapter. We're not even going to begin to try to summarize all of it, but the first 5 verses has got something there that I want to highlight today, and I think this will be of help to us, a good reminder if nothing else. All right, Judges 9, it says, "And Abimelech, the son of Jerubbaal." So if you were with us yesterday, Jerubbaal is the same as Gideon. Gideon wrought a great victory for God. Very interesting things that are contained within that story. But Gideon is now off the scene, or Jerubbaal. And notice what it says, "And Abimelech, the son of Jerubbaal, went to Shechem and to his mother's brethren, and communed with them and with all the family of the house of his mother's father, saying, Speak, I pray you, in the ears of all the men of Shechem, whether is better for you, either that all the sons of Jerubbaal, which are 70 persons," so that's 70, "reign over you, or that one reign over you. Remember also that I am your bone and your flesh." And his mother's brethren spake of him in the ears of all the men of Shechem all these words, and their hearts inclined to follow Abimelech, for they said, He is our brother. Verse 4, "And they gave him 70 pieces of silver," so that's 70 pieces of silver, "out of the house of Baal Berith, wherewith Abimelech hired vain and light persons which followed him." We're going to come back to that, which Abimelech hired vain and light persons which followed him. Verse 5, last verse for today. "And he went into his father's house at Ophrah, and slew his brethren, the sons of Jerubbaal, being 70 persons, upon one stone, notwithstanding, yet Jotham, the youngest son of Jerubbaal, was left, for he hid himself." Well, it looks like here there's 70 total brothers here. That's the sons of Gideon, or Jerubbaal. And Abimelech says, "You know what? Take me instead of all of them." And they said, that's a good idea. So they followed him. They give him 70 pieces of silver. He goes out and hires some men to follow him. The Bible says they're vain and light. We'll come back to that. And then what does Abimelech end up doing? He ends up killing what he thinks is all of the remaining brothers except himself. Jotham ends up being the one that is spared because he hit himself. So you have 68 people that are murdered by basically their brother. And of course, the rest of the story is about how he wants to reign over these people. But here's what I want to say to you. I think this is very, very important. The Bible says Abimelech was obviously not a good person at all. He was not a good person at all. And the Bible says the people that he surrounded him with, he actually hired them. The Bible says they were vain and they were light. The word vain has a sense of emptiness or of little or no value. When it comes to a person, we're talking about their moral value. We're talking about even their spiritual value. Nothing there. Vain, empty, okay? And the Bible also uses the word light. I think there's only 2 times in the Old Testament and maybe in the entire Bible where the word light is used like it is here. The other place is over here, I'm going to read for you, is Zephaniah 3:4. And notice how it kind of corresponds with the scenario here with these vain and light people that Abimelech hires. It says in Zephaniah 3:4, "Her prophets are light and treacherous persons. Her priests have polluted the sanctuary. They have done violence to the law." So we're talking about people that are not good. Polluting the sanctuary, violence to the law, treacherous persons. Well, in this particular verse, it's much like the people that Abimelech had around him, that lightness, that of no moral value, of little spiritual or weight in character. So the practical side of this very quickly is this. You and I need to be very careful about the people around us, because no doubt the people that he hired, these vain and light persons, no doubt were people that helped him do the things he did, helped him think the way he think. At least he hired people that thought like he did, so they helped promote him and push him and give him the incentives, if you please, to go out and do the things that are not right, just like they do. And so ask yourself, the people that you have around you, are these the people that help you serve God, or these are the people that kind of hold you back a little bit? You find yourself kind of not, you may not go way backwards, but you find yourself not going forward because they're not promoting, they're not pushing, they're not helping, you're not together doing the things of God because of their character. So we need to be very careful about that, very, very careful, because Abimelech was not a good man. And he ends up, he hires people around him that are basically like him and maybe worse. And at any rate, it kind of keeps him in that mindset. When you got people around you that don't think right, then you won't think right. And you'll find yourself doing things maybe you wouldn't even do except for the people around you. So let's make sure we've got people that have that spiritual weight about them, people that have that, at least, the very least, good moral character. And certainly the best way, of course, is to have people that are saved, spiritual around you that helps you do the right things. All right, we're going to stop right there. Have a great day, safety, healthy day. Lord willing, we'll be back tomorrow. And thank you for watching.